Well, listen, I didn't prepare a speech to give you guys, and that's not out of disrespect. Actually, that's out of respect. I don't do canned speeches. I don't write them down then decide what to talk about. I actually say a prayer to God, and then whatever comes out, you guys have to deal with. So, I was watching the State of the Union address. You guys watch that? I was actually working, going door to door at an event, speaking to people, letting people know that I'm running for office. So I DVR'd it, and you know, I have to watch it afterwards. And then I watched the response, and then I watched Herman Cain's response. Ultimately, what it comes down to is, notice how politicians in general love to quote great men. You guys notice that? I mean, you always hear, Thomas Jefferson said this, and Ben Franklin said that, and John Adams. One quote you will never hear a politician say. I'm a plumber, by the way. One quote you will never hear a politician say is, "Well done is better than well said." Think about that for a second. Well done is better than well said. You're not going to hear a politician talk about that because they don't want you looking at what they really did. They want you thinking about those inspiring speeches and you're feeling good and warm and fuzzy because they made you feel warm and fuzzy. Now, don't look at the reality. Don't look at really what's happening, but feel warm and fuzzy. That way you can give them some money. That way they can get voted in again. That way they can keep doing nothing. That's how I see it. Am I wrong? Now I'm going to even stretch this a little bit further. That goes for Republicans and Democrats alike. Can I get an amen? Amen. All right. Hey, it's very important. We got to realize what's going on. A lot of these people are perpetuating the problem for job security. A lot of people do that. Unfortunately, we can't afford that. We couldn't afford it to begin with, and we sure as hell can't afford it right now with what's going on in this country today. Now, I am running for Congress. I'm running for Congress not because I'm a narcissist. Not running for Congress because I like congressmen in front of my name. Don't get me wrong, I got an ego. I can hunt and fish with the best of them. But that's where it ends. You know, serving the American people is absolutely an incredible responsibility. And that's how it's supposed to be looked at. And that's how I look at it. And I had a chance to serve in the country. I was in the United States Air Force. I enlisted right out of high school. I served my country as a plumber. Literally, I was civil engineering squadron. I plumbed all over Alaska, North Dakota, Okinawa, Korea, you name it, I plumbed it. That's a good one. Now I get an opportunity to serve our country again because I will speak my mind. How many politicians truly know, or how many politicians do you truly know that speak their mind? Not very many. Now the problem is because we essentially settle for things. And what I mean by settle is, do you see me here in a $600 suit and a $40 haircut? I would not be what you call your average politician, again, a plumber. I don't fit the mold. I don't fit the personality, if you will, because I'm pretty blunt about things. I like results. Small word means a lot of things. I like results. When you hire a plumber or a carpenter, do you really care what he looks like? No, you just want him to fix the damn problem and get out of your house. Well, that's what it comes down to. Why aren't we electing and voting in people that actually will work for us? Why don't we both base what we elect people on character as opposed to personality? That's what it comes down to for me, is character versus personality. There's a lot of guys out there that can get you laughing and make you feel all good and everything, but I'm not going to leave my kids with them. I'm not going to go out drinking with them. I'm not going to go shooting with them. I don't want nothing to do with them. You know, so they're there to make you laugh and go home. I want somebody that has character, that has integrity, that can't be bought, that you can point a finger at and say, look what this guy did when he had an opportunity to do so many other things. Now, I'm running for office, and so I have to blow a little smoke up my skirt, but this could all be checked, though. You guys, the internet's a fabulous thing if you actually use it properly. And look, I asked that question. I think it's absurd you guys know me as Joe the Plumber. I absolutely think it's absurd that I became famous for doing what Americans were already supposed to be doing, and that's demanding answers to questions. That's what we're supposed to do as Americans, right? This has not gone to my head. Honestly, I'd much rather be right home right now with my wife or my son, lifting weights with my boy, hunting, fishing, anything but having to talk about saving my country. Think about that for a second. We're talking about saving our country, not living the American dream, not doing the things that we want to do. We're in the prospect of actually having to save our country. It's a daunting task, but I mean, I think we're up to it. So I'm stepping up to run for Congress because I will speak my mind. I don't fit the bill that most people have been voting for the last 40 years, but I think that goes in my favor. You know, I get results each and every day. I build stuff. I get things accomplished, and it's good stuff. You know, results go bad both ways, bad and good, right? And we've been getting a lot of bad results, and it's up to us to actually fix it. And the way it gets fixed is very simple. It's not rocket scientists what they're doing in Washington, D.C. It's not magical and mystical what they do behind closed doors. It's called screwing you guys. It's not magical at all. It's simple. Get rid of the tax code system we currently have. Replace it. Stop band-aiding it. You know, the State of the Union address, he talked about giving tax credits to this small business doing this and that small business doing that, and if they come back over here and if you go over there and if you cross your I's and dot your I's and do the hokey pokey, and I mean, come on now. It's ridiculous. They're not actually getting results. They're just making it more and more difficult. So we need to simplify our tax code. Instead of 70,000 pages, it needs to be 70 pages. You know, and I don't want to get in an argument with anybody here. Flat tax, fair tax, Herman Cain's 999 plan. It's something. The lobbyists haven't took a knife to it and carved loopholes out of it yet. You gotta hit the reset button. So it's very simple. Reform tax code. The reason why I run after the Republicans is they don't promote it. The Democrats don't promote it because it's a certain amount of control. So we the people, the American people, we live in a republic. We have to promote it. Are you guys going to promote it? Yeah. Listen, I'm not up here to make friends, and if I insult you, I don't care. I'm kind of an angry speaker. You know, I got to stop plumbing and I got to go do this now. Come on. You know, so it comes down to that. It comes down to simple regulations. That's it. It really, truly. Get rid of the EPA, put it down to a state level, let us police ourselves. Let's create jobs instead of deterring people from creating jobs. So those are two simple ways of fixing our economy right now. Now, me personally, I don't believe you can divide being fiscally conservative and socially conservative. I mean, how do you divide it? I mean, responsibility and accountability is taught on a social level. You know, obviously you need that on a physical level, so you can't divide them. You know, everyone, Republicans should stay away from abortion, or Republicans should stay away from that. Why do people want us to stay away from standing up for what's right? You know, yeah, I'm radical, yeah, I'm fanatical, I don't care. You know, the media you can't say that. Well, what it comes down to is really, the media divides us. And they sit there and try to tell us over and over who we're going to vote for, what we like, what we don't like. I mean, quite frankly, you know, we're getting ready to pick a guy to be president for the Republican Party. You got Mitt Romney. I'm not supposed to talk about this, by the way. You got Mitt Romney. You got Rick Santorum. You got Ron Paul. And you got the other feller, Newt Gingrich. The question is, forget about your political strategies right now. Forget about the deals that you're making. Forget about that stuff and really think about that. Do we have anybody we want to really vote for? I mean, do they really represent the values, or are you seeing the best of? And that's what's sad. I mean, if you're really honest with yourselves, we're essentially back to 2008 again. We're going to be voting for the less of two evils. No one really upholds my values and what I believe. You can't point to the past of any one of those individuals and talk about integrity, unfortunately. You can't talk about character. One comes close. But ultimately, you know, we're not getting the people in there that we want. How do we do it? Well, it comes down to money, right? I mean, that's what we painted our corner into. It comes down to money. Who can raise the money? Who has the name ID? How are they going to get actually able to be elected? And it comes down to you guys. You know, you guys, Oklahoma's, I tell you what, my hat's off to Oklahoma. You guys have a great state. You guys are actually getting some things done, working for the American people, working for your citizens. It's absolutely awesome. Oklahoma's great, yes. I'd clap for Oklahoma if I were you, absolutely. There's too many states that can't say that. So you guys are ultimately kind of leading by example. Now I would ask you to actually donate to me. Let me lead by example too, and from Ohio. And I'm not giving you a pitch here. We got to get people in Congress and Senate that are actually going to lead by example, that are going to shake things up, that are going to speak out. You know, has anybody ever been hired here to make friends at work? No, you're there to do a job. I'm going to Washington, D.C. to do a job, not to make friends. You know, there's certain things that we have to do. Yeah, you have to build coalitions. I'm not naive or stupid even. It comes down to actually getting up there and actually doing a job and working for the people. We got to get Americans candidates up there. And there's a bunch of us around there in different states that you guys can help provide services for, funding, volunteers, phoning. AFP has a lot of things that they do that with the phoning. You guys can help get other Americans elected because it only benefits you in this state as well. Because right now you guys are paying for California's mistakes. You know, you're paying for a lot of different states' mistakes, and you shouldn't be on the hook for that. So my whole platform is less federal government, obviously, strong states' rights, and stay out of my business. It's pretty much what it comes down to. So listen, if you take anything away from this, one, it comes down to character versus personality. Start voting character. Forget the personality. Yeah, it's nice, but it's about that deep. You know, we got to base everything we do on character. Integrity. Look at a person's actions. See what they do. I've been Joe the Plumber for 3 years. I started a veterans organization and I made more money as a plumber than I have as Joe the Plumber. My financial disclosures prove that. That's what I talked about, blowing some smoke up my skirt. I didn't sell my patriotism. You know, my country is worth a lot more than me making $1 million or something like that. You know, I had an opportunity to ask a question, I did. Then I've had an opportunity to make millions of dollars and go home and say screw America, or I could go around encouraging people to get involved. Even if they have different opinions of myself, I still want them involved. I want them active. I want them working for America. You guys were blessed to be born Americans. With that blessing comes responsibilities, and we got to stop shirking it. So it comes down to responsibility. It comes down to character. It comes down to integrity. And ultimately, the last thing I'd like to leave you guys with is our veterans. Everyone always talks about them, gives them lip service. They feel good when they get off the airplane. But man, there's an ongoing need for our veterans of help, locally or nationally. You got the Wounded Warriors Project that does do good work. Now, I have a veterans organization as well, but I will talk about the Wounded Warriors Project because they do great work. Give to them, help them, because these guys, even if you can't see a scratch on them, a lot of these guys are messed up, a lot of these men and women are messed up, and they need our help. Our government lets them down time and time and time again. You know, we, the people, not because it's mandatory by the government, but because we want to do it because it's the right thing, because we're Christians, because we're Americans, because we love the very liberty that our American soldiers provide for us. So please give locally to your VFW, your American Legion, whatever organization you can, or start one yourself as far as just community outreach with your veterans. It's ungodly important. It's just I tell you what, I've been blessed more times than I can tell you since all this has happened by some of the veteran stories I've heard, some of the guys I've actually got to meet and cry with because of what they've done, what they've had to face, or, you know, the after effects when marriages dissolve after these guys come back and they can't seem to deal with things. There's so many issues that they're going through every day that, you know, $5, $10, $15 or just an ear on the phone can help out tremendously. Listen, I love my country. I'm a radical. I'm a fanatic. I'm a right-wing activist. I'm all those bad things, and I wear it proudly. I wear it proudly. And my campaign manager is here. I'm going to ask him to stand up. Right back there, black hair. If you want to talk to him, if you want to donate, if you want to volunteer in some way, shape, or form, please see him. I do beg of you because I do want to be a congressman in the state of Ohio. I do want to get something done on behalf of America, and I will work hard. I will serve no more than 6 years. That's because that's all I could probably stomach, all them damn liars. And somebody from the community needs to step up afterwards. I believe in that. I'm not saying I've necessarily been term limits. I just know what I want to do. That's what I want to serve. And, you know, it's going to be for the American people. It's not going to be for the parties. We just need to get leaders up there that will actually work for the American people, and I want to be one of them. So listen, integrity, character, please support our troops, and thank you very much.
Okay, Joe. Great job.
I really appreciate it. Thank you.